So yeah, actually, I guess also one quick mention. I don't know if I'm gonna include this in the same part, but we'll see. Okay, so apparently I was recommended this one video about the four kids dubbing of One Piece by this one YouTuber, um, and it was I actually watched it and stuff because I was like very curious in how they're doing. Obviously I've heard a lot of stuff about four kids in One Piece and how bad it is, but that video in particular went into great detail. And the reason why I want to talk about this video because I found this so funny is that she's basically talking about all the stuff about like One Piece and everything, and I actually found it like funny that she's mentioning about all the stuff that they did wrong and everything. And the interesting thing that she said at the end was how she said that four kids later got bankrupt and they stopped doing dubs for One Piece. So she mentioned this one episode where the last four kids dubbed episode that was actually shown. And I actually want to give out some context is that I actually mainly, unfortunately, grew up with the four kids dubbing of One Piece, and at the time I actually did kind of enjoy it, but bear in mind I was kind of a kid back then, and I did not know that this wasn't like a serious adult anime. I thought it was its own thing, though I will admit, and this was an interesting experience I have to admit, was that there's this one scene from one of the early episodes of One Piece where Luffy was beating up on that like pirate guy with the axe arm and stuff, and then this guy that said that he was his son, and he was like threatening Luffy not to continue to beat up on his dad by threatening to. And this was in the Four Kids dub, by the way. Like, Luffy's friend was like, next to him and stuff, and he had this I would say weapon in quotations of this hammer thing, and he was like, if you continue like beating up on my, I don't know why I was collecting these things, but I'm sorry. He was like, if you continue beating up on my dad, I'm going to flatten your friend like a pancake and stuff. And I actually thought this was so stupid when I was little, and I was like wondering, why is this kid that was being threatened with this like so scared of that? Like, because I thought it was kind of silly. Like, I know obviously if someone has a hammer, it's like it can be used as a weapon, but it was kind of weird, like and funny at the same time that even as a kid and Four Kids purposely tried to, because that was supposed to be a gun, but Four Kids censored it and made it into a hammer, and he said that he was just gonna flatten him like a pancake and stuff, and I was like, that was like just so stupid, and I found it just so stupid and everything, and I was like wondering why was he so scared of that and stuff. And funny enough, when like years later when I discovered YouTube and I then found out that what was that painting for? I'm just wondering. Yeah, I forgot to read it. So I was like, years later when I discovered that this guy was actually holding a gun and not a like cartoonish hammer, okay, thankfully I didn't. Sorry, that Inky was like in the way and I was trying to get him, but that happened. Okay, let me see if I could. Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. At least it didn't fall down that far, so that's good. Anyway, so yeah, so years later I discovered that he was actually holding a gun and not a cartoonish hammer, and then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I was like, that makes a complete like sense. Like, that's why he was so scared of it, because it was a gun, not a hammer. So. And the funny thing about this whole thing was, okay, hold on. Blank TV shortage approaching critical. Sleep shift canceled until further notice. Okay, the main thing I'm trying to talk about this is that the funniest thing about this whole thing is that you could have shown me when I was a kid that it was a gun, and I would completely understand why he was so scared and stuff, and also like, I would completely understand it because I grew up with the show Powerpuff Girls, and in Powerpuff Girls there was plenty of weapons and guns and stuff, and it had a whole lot of violence. So it was pretty funny how 4Kids decided to censor that moment when in reality I actually already like knew stuff about like guns and like just guns in general from Powerpuff Girls. So I just found it pretty funny and an interesting experience how oh come on, could this guy just turn red already? Oh fuck me! All because he didn't turn red, and also I should have. This thing's obviously this thing is obviously gonna throw me off, so I have to destroy that. There we go. All right. Oh, okay, he's red. Come on. Oh fuck! Damn it. Okay, I mean at least I could. No. I'm trying to destroy this thing. There we go. Oh, I have to. Okay, I'll just wait up here until he changes. So yeah, point I'm trying to say is that you could have shown me that was a gun, and I would have understood it that it was a gun and why he was scared of it because of Powerpuff Girls. So 4Kids didn't need to do this whole censorship bullshit because I already knew what a gun was when I was little. Let's kick it off, Blob. Transform the main production tower. Hit the transform engine and transform the tower. So yeah, there you go. I'm definitely gonna leave a link to that. Oh yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, so of course, yeah, I grew up with the 4Kids version of One Piece, and another unfortunate thing, I don't know why they did this, was that for some strange reason, Toonami was also airing the 4Kids dub of One Piece. Let's get going, Blob. Instead of and it was on Toonami, like they could have just showed the Funimation dub instead of the 4Kids dub, but for some reason, Toonami stuck with the 4Kids dub. Brain shut down on main production tower. Factory now 33% more stupid. Machines now assembling workers out of TVs. What the fuck? 33% more stupid. I don't know why I find it so funny. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, it's a ride, that's why. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know why Toonami did this, but they were broadcasting the 4Kids dub of One Piece rather than the Funimation dub. So even though I kind of got past the 4Kids dub from I watched the TV channel what was it called? Foxbox? Yeah, Foxbox. I mainly watched it just to catch that one episode of Kirby that premieres every Sunday. I mean, at least that's what it says, because I was wondering, how do I watch more episodes of Kirby? And it was like, oh, just watch Foxbox. But I heard somewhere that it only premieres on Sunday. Is that true? I'm pretty sure they also premiere on Friday, because I remember this one YouTube video when I was watching the show Sonic X, and it said that catch a new Sonic X on Fridays. So I think it was available on Fridays, but I don't know, but that's what my parents told me when they were looking up online when it starts. Oh wait, Kirby probably starts on a Sunday, does it? I mean, I don't know, but you have to remember when it comes to TV and channels and stuff, I never knew how they work. I mean, I just type in the channel and see if it shows up, but Foxbox was it was not as big as Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, so yeah, you get the idea. This is the quality control tower. I don't know why I was stopping there, where they check each of the blank TVs, because I want to talk more, that's why, I'm sorry. Okay, it's another tower. Shut down this tower to mess up their testing program. And by the looks of this, how this is going, it's going to be another part, so it's not going to be the same Nintendo Direct thing. Watch out for stampers, they will knock you right over the edge. So, yeah, and then that's how I was introduced to One Piece, because of Foxbox and 4Kids and stuff. I wish there was Foxbox every day if I knew about that, because I would have definitely been watching it every day, or at least in the weekends, because I wanted to catch some Kirby right back at ya. Yeah, I understand. I never watched all the episodes of Kirby, by the way. I've only watched some of the notable ones, but and I've watched the final episode, the movie, which I don't know if it is a movie, because I looked at on Wikipedia and it showed it in episodes and stuff. So I'm assuming the Japanese version is episodic, while the 4Kids version, they just like clashed, like they just edited everything together to make it into a movie instead of its individual episodes, which honestly, I didn't really complain. Actually, I really enjoyed the movie. Of course, I wish it was just a one-on-one battle between Kirby and Nightmare instead of how they ended off. Like he just gets the Nightmare and then gets the Star Rod and then that's he's finished. I would literally wish there was a huge epic battle, but hey, I mean, maybe there is in the Japanese version. Who knows? Because you remember, I watched the 4Kids version. I didn't watch the Japanese version. Maybe the Japanese version had more to it, but I doubt it. I don't think so. I think it literally ended that way. But I'd be really happy if there was more to it. But I doubt it. So, anyway, yeah. So all I'm trying to say, I mean, aside from me talking about Foxbox and 4Kids and stuff, I did grow up with the 4Kids dubbing of it at the beginning, and it still happened even when I was watching Toonami. And that got me to the point of I was then curious when I discovered about that video, and then she started talking about it. She then mentioned about 4Kids then stopped dubbing and stuff, and she mentioned about this one last episode. She was like, "What was the last episode that 4Kids dubbed and how it ended?" And she literally showed the last 30 seconds of the last episode that 4Kids dubbed. And here's the thing, I actually did. What happened was, okay, so during that time when I was watching Toonami of One Piece whenever it was on, I was like catching on the episodes and stuff. And here's the funny thing, I remember obviously it ended off at the episode where they escaped the dimension where time stops, and then they discovered that a destroyed ship was falling upon them, and then it just ends right there. Save the workers, but don't get squished. Oh, it's another one of these. So then I was like, oh, okay, I want to know how they got through this. And then, for some reason, and you have to remember, I also was the opening I obviously listened to of the 4Kids dub was obviously the rap and stuff. So I was then waiting for the next episode, and then to my surprise, I remember when the episode right after that episode that I was wondering what happened, it had a different opening. And I was like, okay, why is there a different opening? And then I listened to the dub and I was like, why do they have different voices than what the 4Kids voice had? And it's then until I realized that apparently what I was listening to was the Funimation dubbing. And I realized this a few years later, by the way. So yeah, I was wondering, why was there the Funimation dub and not the 4Kids dub? And then that's when I realized from that YouTube video that apparently the last episode that 4Kids dubbed, and the only last episode, was the episode that I actually stopped on, or not stopped on, but that I was at that actually held me in suspense, and I was wondering what was going to happen next from the 4Kids voice acting, not the Funimation voice acting. So then I actually confirmed everything, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, so that makes sense. And that completely explains why why this happened. It was because the Funimation, the 4Kids version of the dubbing was over, so Toonami then just switched to Funimation right then and there, instead of doing Funimation since the beginning. I mean, had they done Funimation before when I first watched One Piece on Toonami, then I would have stuck with it, and I wouldn't feel out of place or jarring when that part would have happened. But for some strange reason, they just aired the 4Kids dub, and then that's what happened. And of course, because that happened, I stopped watching One Piece because I was too used to the 4Kids dubbing of it. Of course, if you want to ask me what about if I would be watching One Piece as of right now, honestly, I'm not really huge fan of the shonen genre. What's that sound? It's the sound of freedom. Or maybe it's your digestion. You might want to get that checked out. Oh, okay. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Anyway, I'm not really a fan of shonen. I don't know if Dragon Ball Z counts as a shonen, or even My Hero Academia, but okay, these two are the exception if these are shonen, but these long episodes animes, I would say. The only exception, like I said, My Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Z, of course. But yeah, so I was not that, of course, I wasn't really that into One Piece, so that's why I didn't like really catch up on it. But of course, if I wanted to get back to One Piece, I'd definitely go with the Funimation dubbing. I also heard the, oh shit, fuck. Oh god, that was close. I mean, yeah, so I'm just not interested in the, I have listened to the original Japanese subs of One Piece and also sounded really good, and actually the voice actress for Chomper is the same voice actress for Pikachu, surprisingly. I was actually really surprised, actually. And also, another thing I learned before was that Morgana from Persona 5 is also voiced by the same voice actress who did Pikachu and Chopper. So it was really nice, like, you know, hearing that that this actress is in Persona 5. So I don't know, I just found it really funny. It's hard to dodge these things when you're walking on the wall, rolling on the wall. Sorry. Okay, I don't know why I kept that. Yeah, I remember this happened. I never skipped, but that's just me. Anyway, where is it? Oh, it's on top of the building. Okay. Oh shit. I'm not that patient. That's why. I didn't really care. Let's get going, Blob. So yeah. So I guess that's probably it for the One Piece dubbing and stuff. I just thought I would just share it to you guys because, hold on. Brain failure on quality control tower. Factory now 33% less smart. Square hypotenuse wheels are now being manufactured. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, so I just thought I would just share you guys that video because it was really, really funny to find out after all these years why their voices suddenly changed after that episode, like just right after. And that finally answered that question, that long-held question that I had in my mind throughout, you know, throughout a long time. So that's why I wanted to share you guys this, because it was just really like interesting. So yeah, so that's about it. So yeah, okay. This is the packaging tower where they box up the blank TVs. Oh. Shut down this tower to stop these infernal devices from shipping. Look out for the ink sprays. Let's get color energy up and paint this stuff blue and purple. Oh, I'm already purple, so let's do this. I'll do the blue later. Oh, okay, you have to be, okay, I see, I get it. Alright, here we go. We're blue. Now we gotta, oh crap, okay, I should have destroyed that then. Oh, wait. I wanted to see through the light bulb. Anyway, alright. There we go. Perfect. Whoa, shit. Oh my god. I don't know why I was about to fall. Fuck. Color levels rising in factory. Remain in your suits and wait for waste disposal. Oh, fuck it. Kick these bad guys to the curb. It just skipped. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was gonna happen. And wait for waste disposal team. Okay, there we go. Oh, problem solved. Ah, fuck. No, please. Oh god. Okay, at least I destroyed that thing. No, there's gonna be more that come out, that's why. Alrighty, I love how they how in the old game of the Blob you could choose which challenge you want to do and you don't have to do everything, and of course they made into Blob 2 you have to do certain challenges, like this one's the checkmark thing, but without the racing, so yeah.